I'm going to start on your backs, same as yesterday. But today, if you bring the soles of your feet together into Supta Baddha Konasana, just before you do, you can make sure you're all on mute. It might be clearer for you all. Okay. So just come and lie on your back and bring the soles of your feet together. I've just muted you, Jan. There we go. And just bring your attention to your breathing. So like we were saying yesterday, using the breath to bring a little bit of lightness, a little bit of ease, any tension or anything that you're feeling. So just tuning into your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. And don't try to control the breath, just notice where it goes. So maybe it goes down into the belly, maybe you find it goes a little bit more into the chest, but just following your breathing. And using the sound of the breath just to slow everything down, calm everything down. So then slowly come on up into a seated position. So you can sit with your legs crossed. If it's more comfortable, you can sit on a block or on a cushion just to help open out the hips a little bit. And then stack your shoulders above your hips and lengthen tall through the crown of the head. I can see you a little bit better today if you're on my MacBook. I keep looking that way, that's what I'm doing, I'm looking at you over there. Okay, so shoulders started above hips. And just take the fingers out to the sides of the fingertips, just gently touching the floor. And again, just notice the breath here. And maybe in this sitting position, it's moved slightly, so maybe it's more into the belly, maybe it's more into the chest. Maybe you notice a little bit of tension in the neck. So just notice those things. And then moving back to movement. So inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, just drop the fingertips down. And again, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, taking the fingers down. Inhale. And this time taking one hand out to the side for a little side bend here. So keep both sit bones rooted to the ground here. Inhale back to center. Exhale other side. So we're not going for a really deep side bend here. We're just limbering up and just loosening up the spine early in the morning. Inhale back to center. And this time we're just going to cactus the arms. So bring the elbows down, lifting the chest, maybe lifting the chin, being gentle with the neck here. Inhale, take the arms up. Reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, cactus. And then linking the fingers, so interlocking the fingers, and take them behind your back, broaden through the collarbones. Bring the shoulders back and down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then push your fingers down towards the floor to get a nice stretch through the chest here. And take a big inhale into the chest this time. So try and aim your breath into the chest and feel how that expands and loosens up the muscles there. And then release the fingertips. So make a little fist. So bring your fingers in, thumbs over the top. And like we did yesterday, just going to circle the wrists. And on your inhale, taking the arms up overhead. And at the top, holding the breath if you can, and just opening and closing the fingers here. And then shake it down. And then again, circle it up. Opening and closing the fingers. And shake it out. So energizing a little bit here. Did anyone do this at their desk yesterday? No? You can nod, shake your head. It feels really good. If you remember, after you've been typing or teaching or hunched over, it feels really good if you do this at your desk. Open, close, and shake it all out. That's one. Okay, come on to your hands and knees. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. And just find your nice straight neutral spine here. So maybe have a little rock backwards and forwards of the pelvis, or even a few little cats and cows. So tucking in the chin, arching the back up, and then extending. And then after a couple of those, try and find that neutral position. So we're looking for the pelvis to be level. Collarbones broad, lengthen through the crown of the head and push back through the tailbone. And then draw your belly in here so your core is nice and strong. And then aiming to keep the hip bones level, so we don't want to drop any hips or tilt out to the side, rotate anything. You're going to take one arm up, just like we did the other day, and then the opposite leg lifts up behind you. So watch here, keep nice and strong. Take that opposite leg behind. And then when you've got that position, push back through the heel, reach through the fingertips, and take a big breath in. And then on the exhale, draw the elbow towards the knee, and just tap. And then extend on the inhale. So moving really mindfully here. Thinking about what the pelvis is doing. Thinking about the shoulder, make sure it's not hunching up towards the ear. Just one more. Reach, reach, reach. Pull that belly in. And then place the hand down, place the knee down. Give those hips a little shake, give the shoulders a shake. And then find your neutral spine. Draw the belly in, strong core. Take the opposite hand out. And the other leg. So again, just notice my hips did it a little bit then. I don't know if you can see on camera. So as soon as I took that leg up, this hip went out to the side. So be really careful, squeeze it in. And just training that stability in your pelvis. Then reach through the fingertips, push through the heel, and squeeze on the inhale. Inhale, extend, exhale, squeeze. We're not rushing here, so inhale, reach, exhale. One more. And then slowly with control, hand down, knee down. I think you might have got a bonus one on that side. So tuck your toes under, and remember this, spread your toes out on your mat. So every toe has got a little bit of space in between. You're warming up, I am. So we're stretching out the soles of our feet. So really nice for our feet, well, maybe not so much at the moment, but normally when shoes all day and the soles of your feet get really tight, and be in that same position. So spread your toes out and sit nice and tall. Heels should be directly in the middle part of your foot, so make sure your heels aren't splaying out to the sides. And just sit tall here. And then interlock your fingers. And I'm just going to do a few little pumps out of the hands here. So again, watch your shoulders aren't hunching up towards the ears. Make sure you're not poking out the ribs. Got that long, straight spine. And then switch the fingers. You haven't got any clicking going on? Oh, I have. And then release the fingers, maybe give them a little shake. And roll the shoulders back. Good, release the toes. Shake out the toes. You can have some circles in the ankles here as well if that feels good. And then just bring your toes together, so your big toes to touch. Knees a little bit wider than your hips. And then walk your fingertips forward into your child's pose. And just reconnect to your breath here. So let the forehead rest on the mat. Letting the spine lengthen. And make this quite active, so we're waking up the body. So reach out through the fingertips, lengthen back through the spine. So everything we do, we're always aiming for this long lengthening of the spine. A lot of what we do in day-to-day life, we're compressing the spine, we're rounding over, and gravity is acting on it as well. So when we can lengthen the spine, give everything a little bit of space to breathe. And then from your child's pose, just slide on forwards. So you're on your belly. Bring your feet about hip distance apart, press the feet down into the floor, hands come underneath your shoulders, and then slowly peel off the floor, one vertebra at a time, into a little baby cobra. So here, we're not using the lower back, we're not using the neck, we're aiming to use the mid-back. So we're squeezing the shoulder blades together, pressing the glutes out of the lower back, and really using that upper back to come up, and then lower back down. And breath to movement, inhale, come on up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale up. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And then push yourself back onto your knees, onto all fours. Spread the fingers wide. Tuck the toes under, so we're back in our all fours position. We're going to come into our downward facing dog. So engaging the forearms, plugging the arms back into the shoulder socket. Collarbones nice and broad. Get this really strong foundation in the arms. Strong core, just like we did earlier. Toes are tucked under. Keep that neutral spine. Just lift the knees to start. So here, if you feel straight away that you've sunk into your shoulders, push the floor away, so grow out of the arms so that you've got a really strong base. And then slowly lift the hips up towards the sky. And try and keep that neutral spine. So if you notice you start to round, just back up a little bit. Yeah, so bring the hips down a little bit lower. If your down dog looks like this, that's totally fine. So this, with a straight back, is much better than having straight legs and being rounded over and hunched. Yeah, so we're going for length through the spine. And then when you're here, slowly start to pedal out the feet if that feels nice. And just shake the head gently from side to side. Maybe nod it up and down, loosening up the neck. There should be no tension in the neck. And then find a static downward dog. So whatever that looks like for you. So again, if your knees are bent, that's totally fine. In fact, it's really nice just to, even if you can, get your heels to the floor. It's nice in the mornings just to keep it a little bit softer in the knees. Push a little bit more with those hands and really lengthen through the spine. 2 more breaths here. Shoulder blades flat on the back. And then slowly start to walk your feet towards your hands. So bending the knees as much as you need to here. Coming up onto the fingertips. And then lengthening the spine and hanging heavy into the forward fold. So let the head be heavy, let the hands traction the spine a little bit. Again, bending the knees as much as you need to. And you can find a little bit of movement here, so maybe sway from side to side. Again, maybe bending and straightening one knee at a time. And just feel your spine start to lengthen. And what's your breathing doing here? So breathe in nice deep breaths. With every inhale, we're lengthening, and every exhale, we're just softening into this fold. And then on your next inhale, nice and slowly, rounding all the way up to stand. So starting at the tailbone, one vertebra at a time, keeping the chin tucked in, arms heavy, to arrive in mountain pose. And then just roll the shoulders back, grounding into the feet. So just like we did yesterday, Monday. So grounding your feet, feel your feet really firm into the ground. Keep your knees soft and pull up through the thighs and lengthen down through the tailbone. So that it's kind of this opposite action going on. So you're pulling your thighs back and pressing your tailbone forward. And that just creates a really solid pelvis, a pelvic area. A little bit of engagement in the core. And lift up through the chest, forward and through the collarbone. Make sure you're not sticking the chest out here though. And then chin just tucking in a tiny bit and lifting up through the crown. And that should create lots of space through the spine, through the upper body, allowing the breath just to flow easy. When we're hunched over, we're compressing all our organs here, our lungs, our diaphragm, everything's a little bit squashed and not able to move as easily, which means your breathing's a bit constricted. If you can't breathe as easily, then straight away your body's going to go into a little bit of panic mode. So if you're ever feeling like you need a little bit of calming down, a little bit of lightness and ease, find this mountain pose and just let the breath flow more easily. Okay, so we're going to move breath to movement. So on your next inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And then exhale, folding at the hips, bend the knees as much as you need to, keeping the back straight, all the way down. Inhale, come up to a halfway lift, so lengthen through the spine. Place your hands, exhale, take your legs back to plank pose. And just hold it here for a second. So again, find that strong plank. So we've got our downward dog arms. So fingers are spread wide, collarbones broad, shoulder blades on the back. Pressing the heels back towards the back of the room and lifting your quads up. This is basically mountain pose on your hands. Yeah. So pulling up through the quads, just like we did when we were standing. Pressing the tailbone back and pulling the lower abdominals in. And that should feel really solid and like your breath can flow easily here. So big breath in. And on the exhale, you're just going to draw your knee in just a little bit. So we're not going to change that upper body position. So we're just going to bring our knees in to work the core a little bit here. And just notice what your breath is doing here. So you might find it starts to get a little bit ragged. See if you can just calm it down. So even out that breath. And then come back to your plank. And then from here, drop the knees down and then lower all the way down to the floor. And keep your abs engaged, so don't change your core position and just push straight back up. And again, nice strong core. I'm just going to lower down, keeping the elbows close to the body and push back up. And again, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And then lift the knees off the floor and push all the way back to downward facing dog. Waking up. Okay, inhale, take one leg up. So again, keeping your pelvis level here. So we've got this nice neutral spine. Big inhale. And on the exhale, just soften it up a little bit and open out the hips. So the hips are going to face the side of the room. Try not to twist through the shoulders here. So you want your shoulders to stay facing the floor. And just opening out through the hips. And then bring that leg back to center, level out the hips again. And bring the foot forwards into a lunge position. And get it there however you need to. And from here, dropping the back knee, we're just going to go forwards and back a little bit, loosening up the hamstring. So if you find you've got quite flexible hamstrings, maybe you take this front foot forwards a little bit more. Maybe lifting the toes up to get that a little bit deeper into the hamstrings. Debbie Rodriguez is calling me.
Yeah, your phone's, I was going to say, your phone's just gone off.
Okay, let's go do not disturb mode then. So just keep going with that for a sec, guys. Are you all still there? You're there. Excellent. Okay. I can't actually get off this now. Okay, just bear with me just 1 second. So actually, come back to your downward facing dog. So do not disturb. There we go. Okay, good. And then we're going to take those same things on the other side. So from downward facing dog, take your left leg up, so the other leg, whichever leg you have, that's fine. Take the opposite leg up. Hip square to the floor. Push back through that heel, just like when you're in plank. And then soften it out here, so we're opening up the hips to the side of the room, but keeping the shoulders square to the floor. The supporting leg is still stronger than your mountain pose leg here, so you're pulling up through the quad. And then bringing that leg back to center, walking it forwards. So you can snap it, you can just take it all the way through. And finding a nice lunge position here. So we got a nice strong spine, so mountain spine. Make sure you're not lifting the chin up, so we don't want to cramp the neck here. And then just nice and easy forwards and back. So stretching out the hips, stretching out the hamstrings. Maybe take that foot forwards and flex the foot back. So we're dorsiflexing. And if it feels good, you can lift that back knee. Have a little play here. You can even keep that back leg lifted as you come forwards and back, if that feels nice. Okay, and then just lifting the back knee, pop that foot forwards so your feet come together and come down to fold here. So you might feel that your hamstrings are a little bit looser, that you're able to fold a little bit deeper. Maybe get those legs a little bit straighter. But we're not forcing it, just noticing what's going on as your body's warming up. Then come up to a halfway lift, so straighten through the spine. Exhale to fold. And then with a straight spine, come all the way up, so pressing the feet into the floor. Hands to heart center. Good. Okay, take your feet out nice and wide on your mat. So the outside of your feet is parallel to the edges of your mat. Again, pulling up through the quads, so we're not just hanging out here. So press down through the feet, pull up through the quads, lengthen down through the tailbone, and a little bit of engagement here. Lift nice and tall through the crown of the head. And either interlink the hands and take them behind your back to fold, or keep your hands on your hips if that feels better. So if the hands are behind the back, we're squeezing the shoulders down and together. And with a straight spine coming back, coming down. Maybe lifting those hands a little bit further away. But taking it easy on those shoulders and the chest muscles. A few deep breaths here. And then just release the fingertips down to the floor. And lengthen the spine to a halfway lift. And you're just going to exhale, turn your toes out to a 45-degree angle and just walk to your hands towards that foot. So you're coming into a little side lunge here. So Skandasana. And in your side lunge, maybe have a little play, moving in a straight leg, taking the toes up towards the ceiling or towards the front of your mat. And then change sides. So use the hands to help you over. Good. And it doesn't matter how low you get, so this is going to look different for everybody, remember. And then come on back to center. And wiggle your feet a little bit closer to each other, but you still want your toes turned out at a 45-degree angle. We're just going to sink down into the hips here. So it might take a little bit of moving around. You might not get as low, that's fine. If you've got a blanket or another mat rolled up, if you put that under your heels, then you can just relax into the pose here. And then bring your hands into Namaste Mudra, and elbows just resting on the inside of your knees. And again, just notice here, what are your shoulders doing? Are they hunching up towards your ears, or are they down and relaxed? So lengthening through that spine, always going through length in the spine. And reconnect to your breath here. And then release the hands and wiggle your way back to a seated position. And then tiny little bit of core work to get us down onto the floor. So keep your feet flat on the floor, draw your belly button in. I'm just going to bring the hands out in front and slowly curl down. There's a prize for the last one together. So keep squeezing, make sure the abdominals don't poke out. And then relax. And then before Shavasana, bring your feet closer to your bottom, so they're about hip distance apart. And press the center of your heel down and pressing your shoulders and elbows into the floor. So your hands are facing straight up towards the ceiling, so the elbows are on the floor as well. You're just going to peel the tailbone off the floor first. So we're lifting through the tailbone. A little bit of engagement in the abdominals, coming into a little bridge here. And then lower back down. And just a couple more of those. So really curling up through the spine. Keeping the neck relaxed. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hamstrings at the top. Lower back down. Last one, inhale up. Pressing the shoulders down. Exhale back down. And then bring your hands to a cactus position on the floor. Take your feet a little bit wider, so they're about mat distance apart, and just let your knees fall over from one side to the other. So we're just like windscreen wipers here. And then just let them drop to one side and hold there. Maybe looking away from your knees, so taking the gaze in the opposite direction. Breathing deeply into the belly. And change sides. And then come on back to center. One leg at a time, draw your knees in towards your chest. And then you're going to reach through for your feet. So either your calves or your shins even, or your feet, whatever you can reach here, into a happy baby. So you've got your feet in line with your knees, again lengthening down through the tailbone. So we don't want the tailbone to come up. So if you need to get, so in order to get length in the spine, if you need to hold your shins, that's totally fine. And again, neck's relaxed, maybe having a little sway from side to side here. A bit of a massage on the spine. And release your happy baby, give your knees a little squeeze. And take your legs out for Shavasana. So find a bit of space on the mat here, so get any wiggles out of the way. Let your feet fall out to the sides, feet about mat distance apart, arms down by the side of the body about 45 degrees, wherever feels comfortable. Let the shoulders open up, sinking into the ground so the chest can be open. And just take a few moments here just to breathe, just to relax. Noticing any areas that have opened up, any areas of tension. Not judging it, not overthinking it, just noticing, being aware of what's going on in your body. And letting go of any control over the breath. And then bringing the feet together, taking the arms up overhead, have a little stretch here. So get really, really tall, really long, pointing the toes, reaching out all the way out through the fingertips. Big breath in. And then exhale, just let it all go. And then bring the knees in, roll over onto one side. So you're curled up in a little ball. And then slowly coming up to sit. And then bring your hands to heart center. Thank yourself for starting your day this way. Bring your hands to your head. Kind thoughts. Hands to your lips. Kind words. Hands to your heart. Kind actions. Namaste, everyone.